Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, I'm going to be showing you how to do this really pretty thank you card. I needed to do some thank you cards for some customers, and I started playing with this a few days ago and just loved how it turned out. So stinking beautiful. And it's honestly super easy to do, and it looks way more time intensive than it actually is, which is something that you guys know I like. So to get started, let's talk about all of the products that we're going to need. So the stamp set that we're going to use, which is really the focal point of this card and really makes the card, is the Floral Statement stamp set. You have two stamps in here, and they're large stamps. So there's also a hello, and they're just so beautiful. I cannot tell you what an impact and what a statement these both have. So love this. This is actually the card that I'm showing you today is the first time that I use this stamp set, and I've had this for a really long time. So there's that. We're also going to be using our watercolor pencils, which go with this perfectly. I'm going to be using a basic black ink, and then I also have my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and I'll show you why this is nice to have. It's not a necessity, but I found it was a little bit difficult to get a really clean, crisp image for the letters with this stamp set. It's probably just me, but I couldn't get a nice, crisp image, so I'm going to fill in with my marker. So again, not 100% necessary, but maybe something you'll want to do. And then I'm also going to be using my aqua painter because we're doing watercoloring. And then for my paper here, I have this piece here of crumb cake, which is cut at 3 inches by 4 1/4. I have this piece of basic black, which is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then for our card base, these are both cut at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And the sample card that I just showed you, I used Melon Mambo. So I may use that, but then I also pulled out Wild Wasabi just to see the difference with another color and maybe see if I like this one better. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna put our finished piece on both of these and see which color combination I like the best. So we shall find out together. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and stamp our image on our piece of crumb cake. So I'm just going to take my basic black. Actually, I think it might be easier to do it this way. I think so. And just get this all nice and inked up. Honestly, you guys, I love this stamp set, and it may not seem super appealing because there are only 2 stamps in it, but I'm telling you, these stamps are absolutely gorgeous. Like, I cannot believe that I was not using this stamp set sooner. So if you can, absolutely get it. I highly recommend it. And now I'm just going to center up my greeting as best as I can on my piece of crumb cake. And I do have my mouse pad underneath to try and help with getting a nice, crisp, clean image. But as you can see on the letters, they don't stamp 100% perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to go in and trace around the lines so that I can, or around the letters, so that I can get a really crisp, clean image and have nice bold letters, because I think that's what really makes this card. So I will do that and then be right back. Okay, so hopefully my head wasn't too much in the way, but you can see now that I've filled in the letters how much of a difference the image looks. Those letters really pop, and that's what I think makes this so beautiful with those really dark, bold letters. I think that's what really makes this. So I would highly recommend, unless you are like magic and can stamp the letters perfectly, which it's probably just me, but unless you have really nice bold letters, I would highly recommend filling them in with a black marker so that you get them nice and bold. Actually, I think I missed. There. Maybe that was just something on it. I don't know. Anyways, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my watercolor pencils, and I'm using Melon Mambo and Old Olive. And really, I'm not doing anything super special with these. I'm just going to color in pretty dark on the flowers at the bottom of the flower and then drag the color upwards to get that little bit of gradient effect. Just like that. And you can make them as dark or as light as you want to. I think I made that one a little too dark, but that's okay. And then just take my aqua painter and move this up. And I'm not being super careful about where I'm coloring, because I think it just gives, it adds to the look. It makes it much more artsy, and I think it looks nicer. So I'm just pretty messy with it. And then when it comes to the stems and the little leaves on the flowers, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm just coloring it in a little bit and then using my aqua painter to kind of move that color around, just like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and color all of these really quickly, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm all done coloring that. As you can see, I was pretty sloppy with coloring it. I didn't take a ton of time to be super precise or anything like that. One thing that I always forget about when using the watercolor pencils is you don't want to color on your paper while it's still wet, because you'll actually see the pencil marks, which I accidentally did on this larger rose. So I might go in after it's completely dry and try and smooth that out, but for right now it's going to be a-okay. So really, this card, I'm telling you, this card is super simple. All we need to do is put it together now. So I'm going to flip over our piece, and I'm going to adhere this down onto our black piece of cardstock and center it as best as possible. And there's that. And then I'm going to decide which color I want this to go on. I think we'll go ahead and go with the wild wasabi this time, just for a little bit of something different. So I'm going to just fold this in half. Whoops, maybe drop everything, I don't know. There's that. I'm going to flip this bad boy over and just adhere it onto the wild wasabi. And there is our card for today. So two different versions. They're just slightly different from each other with different color combinations, but for the most part, the exact same card. Super, super, super easy. You can honestly whip these out in no time. The longest part is the coloring. And once you're kind of in the groove of doing it, it doesn't take long at all to color and smooth all of the coloring out and everything. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this project for today. As always, you can head over to littlemooncreation.com or the first link in the description below to see the coordinating blog post. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. See the coordinating blog post for this card. You can also purchase any of these products 24/7 by visiting littlemooncreation.stampinup.net. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me some comments and some feedback down below so I can talk to you guys. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!